it. Adjust. Oh God. Hello everyone. Welcome in. Hi. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to let's discuss the strike. Jude's Closet, Thrifting with ADHD, Judala. Good morning, Dave. Good morning to Time Hop and Brooke. Good morning. Catch and repeat, Angela. Hang on, let me switch. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm only wearing mascara. I can't do any more than that. Angela Ashley, good morning. Hey Judes. Hello Pickies. Good morning. Good morning, baseballcardstore.ca. Okay. Yesterday was a roller coaster. Oh, thank you. It, it's a size large, but I'm pushing the boundaries right now. It's a little bit small, but I don't care because it's super cute. Thank you, Jen. Good morning, Chantel. Good morning, Jen, by the way. Collective Lifestyle, good morning. Okay, so you know the drill. Feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. Oh, thank you. 1%. Are you only at 1%? Go plug in. Go plug. If you're at one, how is that possible? Okay, so Susan, good morning. And good morning, War Martin. Okay, charge your phone. Everyone charge their phone. Everyone should be charging the phone. I'm currently charging this phone while we speak. Good morning. How are you doing, Collective Lifestyle? Okay, so here we go. Strike notice was given. I've got a timeline and everything to take you through it all so you understand what the fork is going on. Yesterday was a roller coaster because they're like, oh hey, you know what? The Canada Post gave us a proposal, so we're gonna request a 2-week. The union requested to Canada Post for a 2-week pause to the start of the strike. Canada Post said no. There were words coming out of my mouth that I cannot say right now, but my father's private words that he would use only to family, it came out. The words came out. Good morning, Vixen. So, fork Canada Post. I don't even have one of my candles. Do I have a candle? I'm gonna, in my buy it now, there might be one of the candles. Yes, there we go. Pin. This is my last F. A one finger salute. Hey, Ivers, good timing. This is my one fingered salute to Canada Post for not saying yes to a 2-week delay. Like, fork you. 2-week delay is better than nothing. It's just they want to bully them. It's a bully offer. It's a bully offer. So, okay. So that's good morning, Shop with Tasha. Good morning, Melody. So let me go. I'll get into it and then we'll go through it all. They technically strike, yeah, at midnight. So 1 minute past or 1 second past midnight Friday. So, yeah. So Friday. But they haven't said how they're going to strike. So we'll talk about that. Okay, hang on. Oh, thank you for thrifting with ADHD. Okay, so strike notice has been given. You know what? I didn't think about how far away. This is how I have to lean in to do this. This was dumb of me. Let's just see how close we can get this. Okay, that's better. All right, so May 23rd. So, like, the whole day of May 23rd from 1 second past midnight is when strike action can start. Okay. That's all I have to say. So how did we get here? Okay, so here's the timeline so far. December of 2023, the contracts expired. One of them expired December 2023, one expired December 24, but you know what I mean. November of last year, the union went on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. So tough. Anyways, every time I read Union went on strike, I need to sing the song. December 24 to May 22nd, the government ordered a pause. Okay. So we are currently living in the pause. Between January and May, the Canadian Industrial Relations Board had a commission that the government ordered that looked at the whole issue around the strike and Canada Post and the future of Canada Post and et cetera, et cetera. May 14th, Canada Post and the union had been sitting down at the table, and they left the table. Canada Post halted the negotiations because they knew the commission report was going to come out on May 15th. So the commission report came out on May 15th. May 19th, the union gave strike notice. So the commission report basically said there's a lot that needs to change. Sorry, Lily's trying to find her favorite spot at my feet right now, so she's making noise. The commission report basically said Canada Post is insolvent and it needs to change things, and a lot of things were not things that the union was happy with. Anyways, which we're not surprised at. The commission was a bunch of business people for the most part. Okay, so the union gave strike notice on Monday, May 19th. We are at May 22nd. May 21st, which was yesterday, let me just do that so it's above the chat. Canada Post submitted an offer to the union. The union then requested a 2-week delay in the strike. Canada Post declined. So that's where we are now, is we're basically back at a strike is going to happen May on yes, well, that hasn't happened yet. We're just at today, Ivers. We'll do a Ivers update at some point. I'm just not going to forget about the okay. So that's so far. Mimics, did you get charged up? So that's where we are so far. Okay, so here's where the possibilities are. Here we go. So what are the possibilities? So there are numerous possibilities of what could happen for this strike. First and foremost, a full national strike could happen. Okay, rolling strikes start regionally. Okay, so full national strike is the whole country is shut down. Nothing moves, no mail moves. That's what they did last time. The other possibility is rolling strikes start regionally. Okay, that is my hope, is that that's what the union does while it deals with things. And then the next option is that the government brings back to work legislation in, but the strike will have had to start and be going on for a while before the government will do that. However, this time the government is a strong minority government, so it is possible that they could push through back to work legislation a lot faster than they could have last time around if they just get like 2 block members to vote yes. That's all they 2 or 3. That's all they need. So and then Canada Post could lock out workers, which they did last time. What they did was they played this little game where the union said we're going on strike, and then Canada Post said you can't break up with me, I'm breaking up with you, and we're going to lock you out. So that they could play other games. Anyways, it's all just a big chess game to them. And then the other option, okay, so the other option is now off the table, which was yesterday we thought that Canada Post was going to provide a new offer and the union would delay by 2 weeks. But Canada Post said no to delay, which I think is just forking ridiculous. Like, why no? Just say yes. Anyways, that's that. Okay, so if there's rotating strikes, which is my prayer, so let's all like hope together that it's rotating strikes. So if there's rotating strikes, the different regions will be on strike at different times. So not the whole country will get shut down, just parts of the country would get shut down. And isn't it so pretty? It's like a rainbow. So that is my hope. That didn't happen last time. So I don't know if they're going to change their tactic and do this while they kind of give themselves, maybe they'll do this for 2 weeks or something. I don't know. But holy fork. Okay. I'm already tired of this and it hasn't even started. Okay. So if you can use chit chats, switch to them now. Switch to chit chats now. That's my recommendation. Do what you like, but my suggestion is if you are able to use chit chats, switch to them now. Make sure that you read the full FAQ at help.whatnot.com. Search for chit chats. Please note there are no locations for you to drop off in Saskatoon, Manitoba, Newfoundland, and the territories. Sorry, eh? But there are options, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, Chit Chats in British Columbia is all in the greater Vancouver area. All right. And you can find all this at chitchats.com, or you can find the link when you go to help.whatnot.com. In Alberta, they have branch locations in Calgary, and they have drop off locations in Edmonton. Nothing else. In Ontario, it's mostly centered around the GTA with drop off locations in London. I think it's like the Brampton area or something. Anyways, there's the map. Figure it out. I'm over here by this. I'm actually technically I'm right here at the see this like blue thingy here, this little blue blob there, not the dot, but the blue blob. I'm over here, so I have to drive to here from here, and the other location is in Ottawa. Um, so there's that. Then in Montreal, it's just Montreal for Quebec. Like it's like the rest of the province doesn't exist. Je suis très désolé. And then in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI, there are maritime bus company locations where you can consolidate your shipments into one box and then pay to have your box taken on the bus to their Bedford Bay location just outside Halifax. So they do have a drop-off location in Halifax, but the rest is pretty much almost all the rest is maritime bus company locations. So if you don't, I know I did speak in petit peu. So if you don't have a Chit Chats location near you that you can drive to, then you can also use Chit Chats Canpar discount, which you have to sign up for a Chit Chats account. You don't have to sign up for a Chit Chats account in order to use Chit Chats with Whatnot. You just use Whatnot, but you select Chit Chats as your shipping provider on Whatnot. However, if you want to use this Canpar discount that Chit Chats has figured out, you need to sign up for a Chit Chats account. And what happens is you consolidate your packages into a big box. You buy a label from the Chit Chats website, and you organize the pickup, and then the courier will deliver to a Chit Chats hub or branch. Chit Chats doesn't, I have down there, it says Chit Chats offers pickup. Contact them to find out if you qualify. It's only in Ontario and Quebec, and they are currently not accepting new customers. So you're SOL there. But you could use your own courier company if you want to, or you could use their Canpar discount. I tried it, I tested it out, and for like 20 over 20 pounds, like 10 packages in a big box over 20 pounds was going to cost me about $30. So that was like $3 a piece. And then during a strike, they're going to have to, Chit Chats is going to have to switch to their Chit Chat Select in order to ship within Canada. And right now on their website, it says that the maximum weight and dimensions for Chit Chat Select within Canada is 20 pounds and no singular dimension greater than 22 inches. So and the delivery estimate is 2 to 8 business days, and it does come with tracking and delivery confirmation. Straight out of Compton. Didn't plan anything different from the looks in seller channel loss. What? Ivers, what do you mean? They added Chit Chats. They've added Chit Chats at least. Okay, so unless you're saying that Whatnot send out an email that I haven't seen yet because I've been busy on here? Or I'm actually looking now. Because they did send out an email. Son of a nutcracker. Son of a nutcracker. Okay, hang on. Let me read it. Whatnot. Search. They sent an email. Perch update. Filling orders during a post yesterday. As you may have heard. Wilby's wrote Da, da, da. In case of a national temporary turning off label generation with Canada Post, yes. Will it be? Ooh, they're going to extend another 3 months. Okay, all right. So let me just read this again. So, okay, so Whatnot will temporarily turn off Canada Post label generation, which they have to. If there's rotating, that's if there's a national labor dispute. If there's a rotating strike, they will assess things. To help offset some of these temporary costs, Whatnot will be extending the reduced standard commission of Canadian sellers at 4% for another 3 months. That's awesome. Thank you. We will also give exceptions for delayed drop offs that occur due to the Canada Post strike. If the strike does not impact your ability to generate a label and drop off your shipment, aka chip chats, you will still be required to ship orders within 2 days of a sale. So if you switch to chit chats, you will still be required to drop off your orders within 2 days of sale. Okay, so that's good. They didn't really explain bring your own label. We'll be off. We're offering the below alternatives. Okay, there we go. Bring your own UPS or FedEx. Boo! Sorry, whatnot, but boo. Okay, so we will talk about that when it's time. And they're saying, yes, use the third party pickup. Good. They made links. God bless you. Thank you for doing that. Yep. Thank you for doing that. Okay, good. So they've said some of the things for me. So neither of those is available for you, Timberwolf. And I guess you can't send by Campar. Are you able to send by Campar? No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The North needs, what about by Purelator? Or would it be too expensive to send by Purelator to Chit Chats? Too expensive, right? And too far away for you to go to a big town, I assume. Unless, so here's one of the things that I recommend is if you're, yeah, 2 hours, that's a long drive. So if you are going to have to go and drive a distance, even if it's not a long, it's a time distance, in Canada we say that's 1 hour down the road. We don't say it's 100 clicks down the road. We say it's a 1 hour down the road. So if the time is a factor for you, and it's not somewhere you can just drop off really close by, I would highly recommend looking at um, batching your shows. So instead of doing one show on Monday and one show on Thursday, so that you have to ship Tuesday or Wednesday and then Friday or Saturday, or Friday, Saturday. What you can do instead is do a show on Monday and Tuesday, so that you can ship Wednesday for Monday and Tuesday shipments. You'll still be within the 2 days, but you can ship them that way. The other thing is, to Timberwolf, have you looked into like freightcom.com? They had a pickup service. I'm trying to remember what it was for. There was a pickup service. So anyways, send me your info. I don't know if we did it last time. Maybe we did it last time. Maybe I looked into it last time for you, but if not, then send me your info and I will look into what are some of the other options. They cost money. That's the only thing. Yeah, and you have to make sure that, so we're going to talk about okay, so let's go back to this. All right. So if you can't use, if you are unable to use, if you're unable to use Chit Chats and their Campar pickup service or another courier company to deliver it to um, a Chit Chats hub, then you will need to be using Bring Your Own Label. And once that this actually gets activated, I will show you step by step how to go through it. The good news is Whatnot has sent you an email that you just need to look. Sometimes it goes into your spam folder. If you use Gmail, it's not going to be on your front page oftentimes, because it's like it was sent out to a whole bunch of people and they don't think that it's important. So just search for Whatnot and you will find it. The one that I just showed you, it's got links to Chit Chat's information, the Campar stuff, couriers, et cetera, and how to do Bring Your Own Label. So like they're ready. Unfortunately, they didn't it's just FedEx and UPS again, but they've already sent out information. Bless you for doing that. Thank you. So if Whatnot strike starts, a national strike, not rolling strikes, but a full national strike starts, Whatnot's going to activate bring your own label temporarily. Now, these are some costs I need you to consider if you're going to have to use bring your own label instead of chit chats. For example, the price that you're going to pay for shipping will often be more than what Whatnot is charging the buyer for shipping, because Whatnot is going to charge what they normally do for shipping as if it was Canada Post. Um, so you're only going to get that money from Whatnot. So if the buyer paid $14 Canadian for shipping and the package costs you $20 to ship, then that's going to be $6 difference. So if that box, say I sell to Vintiquity and she pays $18 in shipping, but it's going to cost me $35 to send to her, but she ordered like 6, 10, 15 things. Usually for me, people order in bulk. Add a couple of dollars onto each start bid, right? Add a little bit on to each start bid or to your buy it now, increase your prices if your margins are tight so that you're not losing as much money. Will some people not buy because you are increasing your start bids? Yep, absolutely. But it's your business decision whether you which risk you'd rather take. Would you rather start a little bit higher so that you protect yourself, or keep it at the same price and just hope that the bids go up high enough to cover your costs? Do you know what I mean? That's a business decision that you need to make. I can't make that for you. A lot of people last time just added another dollar or $2. Lightweight items added a dollar, heavier weight items or larger items, they added $2 or $3 on, because we know that it's going to cost more to ship if you have to use bring your own label. So bring your own label is pretty simple. Again, if you look at the email you got from Whatnot, if you're a seller, a Canadian seller, you got an email from Whatnot explaining this to you. You have to go to your seller hub to shipments. You package your shipments as usual. You go to the carrier company website. You purchase a label with tracking, and then you come back to the Whatnot website and you put that tracking number into the seller hub. It will only be um, it will only be UPS or FedEx that you can use. Okay. Um, Yard Yeller, the lower commission rates are going to be extended to September 7th. Look for the email that you got from Whatnot yesterday. Okay, so that's that. Oops. There we go. Okay, so 7 days after you've entered the tracking number, if you don't have, if you are someone who does not yet have the instant payout. Most sellers, Canadian sellers and Whatnot, don't have instant payout yet. It's going to be 7 days after you've entered the tracking number. Whatnot will release the funds to your account. That money will include the item sale price minus fees and commissions, of course, as well as the amount the buyer paid Whatnot for shipping. So don't buy expensive labels and expect Whatnot to cover the costs. They ain't going to. Not happening. So again, make a business decision about what you would like to do when it comes to your start bids or the prices in your buy it now to offset any additional costs you're going to have to pay for shipping to your consumer. And start researching, learn about chit chats, see if that's an option. If you have to use bring your own label, oh, congratulations, Timberwolf. If you have to use bring your own label, start looking into these companies. Last time around, most people liked freightcom.com the best. It had the best rates. Sendle is not an option, so just cross that out. Sendle does not have UPS or FedEx, so it's not an option. I wish it was, but it's not. But McCool, Stallion Express, Freightcom, and Shipping Chimp do have some options. Oh, Ivers. why don't you just become the 51st state now? Ivor, the 51st state. You can have like your own little statehood in your house. So Whatnot is going to need to stop international buying by Canadians if there's a full national strike. Okay. So they did send out yesterday an email. So look for this email for Canada Post strike update purchasing on Whatnot. It was sent out to all Canadian buyers. So it says that um, while we provided Canadian sellers with alternative shipping options to help minimize disruption, you may experience some delays in receiving your orders or an inability to complete purchases depending on what type of strike happens. Um, if a national I'm just going to read this. If a national labor, I'm just going to put it up here, then we can all read together. If a national labor disruption occurs, in which all Canada Post mail and parcels will not be delivered and no new items will be accepted, we will need to temporarily pause purchases from international non-Canadian sellers for buyers in Canada. This is because UPS and other international couriers typically hand off shipments to Canada Post for final delivery, something that they cannot do during the strike. So here's where you can still purchase from US shows during a full national strike in Canada if you have a mail forwarding company. This costs you extra money, but if you need to source from US sellers in order to be able to resell up here on whatever platform, start researching now mail forwarding companies that will ship your mail up to you using another courier service, not USPS. Okay. Um, and then you'll still be able to buy in US shows. You just have to change your address to the address that the mail forwarding company gives you. Make sure to read the fine print for mail forwarding companies. A lot of them have little hidden fees that they'll do that you don't, it does, like on the front page they'll tell you as low as $13, and then in the fine print it says, oh, by the way, we're going to like open up your package and repackage it into another box, and we're going to charge you for that, and then we're going to charge you for the customs form, and we're going to charge you for this, and we're going to charge you for that. So yeah. And Mimic says, and totally right, just try not to use myus.com. It's a forking ripoff. They're brutal. And they also use DHL. So you'll get a huge broker's fee on top of it. I paid so much for some crap I shouldn't have bought in the first place. Okay. If you use a post office box for safety or just because where you live, like me, your mail comes in to a post office box, find an alternative address you can use for ordering on Whatnot. So if you don't want to use your own personal, if you don't want people on the internet, buyers, sellers on Whatnot to know what your physical home address is, which is what you would use, you would have to switch to, which I think I've done, but I'm going to double check that I've done it. I suggest you do it now, like switch to a non PO box now. Um, if you don't want to use your home address because you don't want people to know where you live, then figure out a friend, a family member, a neighbor, something like that, that you can use their address instead. Your work address. If work lets you receive personal packages, get it sent to work instead. A physical address is what you need. Cock-a-doodle doo, Canadian Chief. And by the way, if bring your own label happens, or you have any international customers who have a PO box, the system won't let you print a Chit Chats label, and you won't be able to print a label for a PO box. With bring your own label, you're going to have to contact the buyer to get a physical address from them. So if you are going to buy from Canadian shows and you're not a Canadian, either way, wherever the fork you live, if you have a PO box, you'll need to switch it if you want to buy from Canadian shows during this a national strike. Okay. And beware that some carriers use a customs broker and they can charge super high fees. I found that UPS was much better than FedEx. Yard Yeller, no, Chit Chats won't be delivering to PO boxes during a full national strike because that's Canada Post. A post office box is only able to be used filled by Canada Post workers. So those post office boxes will be useless during the strike. You won't even get your stupid flyers. No junk mail, no flyers, no nothing. That post office box will remain empty. If you're using like a UPS store post office box, that's not really a post office box. That's like a mailing box. It's totally different. So it's only P.O. Box. Yep, no worries. Okay, so keep moving forward. We've been through this before, and last time we didn't even have chit chats as an option, and we got through this. So keep scheduling your shows, market your shows, share like crazy. The only way you're going to get people into your shows is if you are sharing your shows and talking about it. And sign up with a few companies, shipping companies, and start comparing rates with your most common packages so that you are prepared and you know what kind of expense you're going to be looking at. You can go to seller.whatnot.com, go to your shipments, and you'll be able to see, you can actually see how much the buyer paid for shipping. If you go to your past shipments, you'll see the box sizes, the weights, and what the buyer paid for shipping, and you'll have the addresses. And you can just take, what I did last time was I took like four ones that were like super heavy and were kind of like, but still typical of what I ship out in one of my shows, and to the addresses that were like the farthest away, the most expensive. And I tested it to see what kind of results I was going to get so that I knew what kind of risk my business was taking if I because I had to use bring your own label. So, that is my recommendation. Sign up for a bunch of companies, start comparing rates with your most common packages. We'll get through this together. Um, and my final slide is a thank you to Whatnot Support for being so awesome. Thank you to Whatnot for extending our 4% commission discount until September 7th. We really appreciate the fact that you can see that that it sucks to be Canadian right now. In this way, just in this way. In all other ways, it does not suck to be a Canadian, but in this particular way, it sucks to be Canadian because we're going through this. But we've done it before and we got through it before last time. Some of you, yes, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to sell because your only options are going to be FedEx, UPS, or Chit Chats. But again, look at some of the options that might be available to you. You might be surprised at what you can find. Hey, Millicent's. Yeah, well, I know we have free healthcare and stuff. So, like the rest of Canada, the rest of being Canadian is awesome, unless you ask Ivor, and that's different. We don't take Ivor seriously because Ivor, the state of Ivor, Ivorland. Would it be Ivor? It can't be Ivortown, Ivorton, Ivorland, Ivorland. The new state of Ivorland. Okay, so that's my update. Now, I did not read the chat except when Ivor said something. Then I scanned it and made a face because I love you, Ivor, but I don't at the same time. Ivor just does it to like just to get to me. He loves me. Everton Station. Oh, Iverton Station. No, it'd have to be the state of Ivor. Ivor State. Ivor State University. How about that one? That one sounds cool. When is the Ivor versus Rooster pay-per-view boxing match? I don't, you know what? I haven't punched since I was a kid, so I have no idea if I'd be any good at it, to be honest, Canadian Chief. And I really don't want to harm Ivor. I'd like to give him a hug and sit down with him and hold his hand and get him to tell me why he's angry at things. Maybe we can talk about why we're angry at things together. Ivory soap. Oh, that's a good idea. Napoleon's favorite animal is a liger? Is that like a lion and a tiger put together? Hi, the Humble Collective. Welcome in. Sorry, I missed. Yeah, so we're um I think the boxing match is a better idea. A marketing collab. That would be fun. Kim goes to Ivor's basement and then asks why you spend so much money on t-shirts. If Canada Post decides to lock him out like last, yeah. So, sorry, is there still going to be Canadian raid trains during this hiccup? Each raid train organizer and the folks are going to decide for themselves what they're going to do. We're still going to do a True North Strong raid train on the 10th of June. So if you've signed up for the True North Strong Raid Train on the 10th of June, it's still going ahead. If you can't sell, we're going to do what we did last time. If you are unable to sell because of the strike, do something else. So I will appeal to Whatnot if you get a ding for doing a show and not having anything to sell. Just put one item in your buy it now that's like $2,000. So if it sells, then great. I'm sure you can afford to figure out a way to get it to the person. But then you can like teach us about what you love to sell. Do something like that. Yes, collective lifestyle. So if you're a Canadian seller, your options are UPS or FedEx if bring your own label comes in. But we're not there yet. We don't know what's I can't like it doesn't it feels weird, but tomorrow morning we'll find out what's going on. They may say tonight. They may say tonight, by the way, I mean, who knows? Let's look at the Cup W website and see what they're actually saying today on their site because they put bulletins on their website for their are the step to felicitate there's still time to return to the bargaining table, yada yada yada. Yeah. So offers were tabled, global offers were tabled on Wednesday, but there's not going to be an end strike. Someone could do a fashion knowledge show on Angie's Raid Train, teach about vintage, etc. Timberwolf says, my postal worker said it'll be rotating strikes. From their lips to God's ears, or whoever is in charge of strikes to their ears. Like that's patron. Who's the patron saint of strikes? Is there a patron saint? I can't even say things right today of strikes. Not strokes, strikes. Saint Barbara is associated with strikes and sudden death. No, I don't think that kind of strike. Those in danger from thunderstorms, fire. No. Like labor strikes. Labor strikes. Hang on. We're going to find out this answer. Saint Joseph the worker is the patron saint of workers and craftsmen. So, dear Saint Joseph, if you're listening, you may be busy right now, but I'll leave this in your voicemail. Please make it rotating strikes. Thank you. On behalf of all the business owners who want to support the labor workers, but at the same time don't want to go out of business. Okay, so that's the update. Ta-da! That's the update. Oh, the Crazy Bead Lady says, I want to do tutorials on how to make jewelry. Can I charge by getting tips? And how do I keep people from taking the course who don't want to pay? Blah, blah, blah. On Whatnot, you have to, that would, yeah. I would suggest you message support and ask them that. I think that's a gray area. The only thing you could do is offered to do like a private show, but still sell in your private show, still sell the pieces for people. Or you could do a show where you sell kits. So sell kits that people have to buy, and then like 2 weeks later, which would be enough time for everybody to have received their kits, you do a private show that you invite those people to that only they can watch. Yeah, or yeah, baseball card store says a combo with YouTube and Patreon. So yeah. Patriot says sell a kit and then include a link to a private show. Yeah, that would be my suggestion. Make sure in the private show you're still also selling something, but then only the people, and make sure that you tell the people, please don't share this link. This link is only for you. Please don't share this link. This link is for you. And I will do a tutorial using the kit, and I will also sell other kits and other things during the show so you can keep going. So that would be my suggestion. That I think that would be the most terms of service friendly way of doing it. Yeah. Thrifty Shopper, the update is some sort of strike action is going to start tomorrow. So midnight tonight, 1 second past midnight tonight. When Friday begins, so does some sort of strike action, but they haven't said what yet. They haven't said if they're doing rotating strikes or what. So uh anybody who is a Canada Post worker or knows a Canada Post worker, hey Melody, see if your brother knows. Um, Probably they won't be told what's going on until tonight. Um, Pay tribute. Should I wait to generate my labels from last night's show? Are you using Chit Chats or Canada Post? You're a former Canada Post worker, typical. If you're using Canada Post, I would wait. If you're using Chit Chats, just go for it. Go for it. Don't worry. Chit Chats, from what I understand, any Chit Chats labels that print out with a Canada Post on it will be switched over. Your international shipments will be fine if you're going with Canada Post. I mean, not with, if your international shipments are going through Chit Chats, that's going by USPS, so it's fine. Those are definitely fine. So you're all good. If you're using Chit Chats, like I'm currently on Chit Chats. If somebody bought today, it's fine. Australia, yeah, it's still Chit Chats will be fine. It will not use Canada Post. It will go through Chit Chat's own couriers. So you're all good, and that's awesome. Hi, Melody. I don't know if you were here earlier, but can you insta me when you hear something from your brother? Don't wake him up right now. He's probably, I'm guessing that they're not going to tell the postal workers what's going on until this afternoon or at the earliest. But I'm sure, hopefully it's rotating strikes. Again, St. Joseph the worker, I'm asking you, do me a favor, buddy. Sending him another voicemail. Australia has opened up their categories. Sweet. So if I'm using Chit Chats, really the only issue is the package is over 21 inches because they can't take those. Yeah. 21, 22 inches is their max. So the Whatnot system, once Whatnot, if there's a full national strike, Whatnot's going to turn off label generation for Canada Post. It won't be available. You won't see it. So you'll, it might come up with an error message, and then you might have to bring your own label for that. But if you want to just stick to the smaller items, that's last time around I did mostly smaller items. I didn't sell my big items. If you have existing pre-scheduled shows and you're still using Canada Post, those pre-scheduled shows are still pointed to Canada Post. Yes, unless you switch to Chit Chats, and then everything should be switched to Chit Chats. Chit Chats prices. Pay Tribute says none of my stuff is China, which helps. Yeah. So I will also walk you through how to do, if you do bring your own label, I'll walk you through how to do all those HS codes and all that fun stuff. Pay Tribute says I added made in wherever on my descriptions. It's a brilliant idea. I highly recommend that you have it somewhere in your description. Yeah, like Pay Tribute, put where it's made in your description. It makes it a lot easier if you're going to have to bring your own label. And also when I'm running things in shows, I say where it's made during the show so that American buyers know that this is made in China and they shouldn't buy it. Mimics made stickers. You made stickers? Oh, like made in stickers? No comment. Should it be in the title or the description? If you're using Chit Chats, the description is fine. Put it in the description if you're using Chit Chats. Then yeah, because it defaults, Whatnot system defaults to made in the USA, and then Chit Chat staff are going through they'll see it on their computer, they'll see the descriptions and they'll see the links, and so then they'll be able to edit. They actually have to go in and edit now. So if you're using Chit Chats, do not put anything in a US bound package that's made in China, because the whole package will get rejected by Chit Chats because they can't take those right now because of the way their system works. So nothing made in China. Sorry. You're going to have to take out China for a bit if you're using Chit Chats and selling internationally. Make sure you tell your buyers, hey, if you're in the US, this is made in China. FYI. Hopefully they know about the tariffs. Patriot says, everyone come see my shows then. Follow me. Yes. Okay. All right. So ask all the questions you want, whether they're related to the strike or they're related to whatever. Um, yeah, Brie, it's the bring your own label and is a learning curve, and the chit chats is a little bit of extra work, but it's all part of reselling. It's all part of the whole being a business owner is a lot more work than people think. Like there's a lot more nitty gritty little rules and things we have to follow than people realize. Um, Susan asks, if something doesn't have a label or a stamp of where made, what do you default to? I research. And because you have to remember too that at the customs border, they've got phones and they've got Google Lens. So they can Google Lens something and see that it's made in China or bought from Temu, whatever. So if you're not too sure, just do a quick Google Lens to see where it says that it's made. And you can actually ask it, where is this made? Oh, searching with AD. That's really weird. Maybe it was Dave from Alberta. No, I'm just kidding. That is so weird. I'm so sorry you got locked out. Welcome back. Hey, Storage Share, how are you this morning? How did your show go last night? You probably are shipping like a madwoman right now? Okay, so um all right. I have to add to my prices to take account the commute to Chit Chats. Yeah, think about that. For example, when I did Chit Chats, part of the test, the beta test of Chit Chats, I was using Chit Chats and I was driving to Peterborough 2 to 3 times a week. And it was on average costing me $60 to $70 in gas. Now, the gas prices have gone down a bit, but it was $60 to $70 in gas just to deliver. I was not making any money. So because I didn't change my start bids or anything. So that's on me. So my suggestion is, yeah, add a little bit, even if you use Chit Chats, if it's going to be more of an expense for you to drive or take a bus or take an Uber, add that in. You're procrastinating. That's all right. You can do it's 10:30, so I'm going to do some cataloging, I think. I think I should do some cataloging while I'm here and get some stuff into my into I should do a work along. We're gonna work along. Hang on. I've got to grab some stuff though without breaking anything. Just so much stuff. Everywhere I look, there is stuff. Hang on. We're watching Little Bear. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, hang on. Let's just put this down. And there we go. All right. So share your shows, ask your questions. You know the drill. I'm going to be back in a second. You can see all my mess behind me. I have to sort all the donated clothing to get ready for show tomorrow for children's wear. Yeah, it is super gloomy here too. And the mist is going away. The fog is going away. Mist, fog, I don't know what to call it. The thing. What isn't? Let's see. This. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Peacock Jewelry. But I'm going to be eating 1 bug a day. If we have a full national strike, I'm going to be eating 1 bug a day. If I make kits for these classes and about 20% of pieces are Chinese made, will be passed as being Canadian made. Good question. Does it have made in China on the little pieces, or you just know it's made in China? If I didn't know where it was made, would I know where it was made by looking at it? I would say that the kits are made by you, and therefore it's Canadian. But that's not illegal. That is not a legal definition. That is just, I think the kits are made in Canada. Because they are. The kits are made in Canada, and the majority of the items are not made in China because it's only 20%. So yeah. Angela Ashley says the Dainty Raid Train this Sunday. Put it in the search bar and bookmark all the great sellers. Yes, please do. All right. I need to catalog. So I need a background for this. Hang on. Oh, sorry, Lily. I don't even know who made this. I wonder if this is Blue Mountain Pottery. Same clay. Okay. I have the show tomorrow at 1 to 3 p.m. The Crazy Bee Lady does, and continue it to 8 to 10 p.m. Ooh, it's ephemera with 1943 newspapers and clippings. Oh, that sounds like fun, as well as piano player rules, old magazines, and sheet music. I will also showcase some of my latest statement collage. Um, Dave says so. His first show, which is scheduled for December or July. The odds of it going into July. Oh, God, I think it's going to be if it's a national strike, it's going to be long because there's just there's no recourse. Like they're stuck. Who estimated 64 days? Who's the evil person who estimated 64 days? I hope that they're wrong. I really, really hope they're wrong. Oh, oh, thank you, Donna. Donna, Absolute Flipping Deals handed out all the auction flyers for you at Gerald's last night. And Doug, let me put one up on the board. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm, in case you're wondering, May 31st, very first in a long time. It's been a long time. It's the first live in person, not online auction that I'll be doing in Hastings, Ontario. You can go to my Instagram to see information. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Some guy on CTV. Oh God, that's the kind of those kind of people. They're the kind of people my husband listens to on talk radio, and then he comes home and he says they say that this, and I'll be like, who's they? um, I reached out to an Akita breeder this week. Oh yay! That's exciting, Veronica. I'm excited for you. Okay, hang on. We might have some bumps in the road here because I need to do some organizing here. Oh dear. Oh, I found my F. I found where I put my last F. Oh, this owl can come down. And oh dear. I should put this guy in. Sorry, I will be back in 1 second. I'm here, but I'm just grabbing things to catalog while I'm here. Jeez, that's a ridiculous price. Okay. All right, now I can do some cataloging. And Melly's, I'm like your husband, and it drives Lucy and David nuts. So Lucy mostly because she wants to listen to music. Dave because he likes to eye roll me at everything. Have a great day, Dave. Do good things. Look both ways before you cross the street. Just say no to anything. Vixen Veronica says, my husband is always saying they said, and I say, who are your sources and can you cite them for me? And he gets so mad. Absolute Deal says to Veronica, great animals. My uncle used to train them in Kingston. He's passed now, but I loved helping him at the kennels. Ooh, Yard Yeller. Quick plug. Doing my first ever women's fashion jewelry show tonight. Yes, please bookmark my show and come by later for some deals. That is so exciting. All right. We're going to do some, I got to undo this. I have a tag on here that I have to take off. Don't think this is in my buy it now. Nope. I don't think so, but we're going to double check. Always double check. So feel free to share your shows. Here's some free resources that can help you out if you're a whatnot seller. I need to add one more. Yeah, there's tons of raid trains this weekend. This Sunday is the thrift to gift raid train and the dainty lady raid train. So there is tons going on. Some really exciting raid trains. I love raid trains. Okay, this is not in my store, so I can now. There's yeah, I'm feel so sad for you, Veronica. Your poor baby. All right, so hang on. I'm gonna put you guys over here because I need to do some. I'm going to put this in my buy it now. I'm trying to catalog as much as I can every day. So this is a work along. So your job is to ask me questions and distract me from being able to actually get anything put into my catalog. It's a new job you have. Boop, boop. This is a Blue Mountain Pottery Swan. Angie says, I live in Listowel, Ontario, and sell a variety of everything. I also run the family fashion raid train the third Sunday of every month. And it went so well, Angie. And thank you to Thrifting with ADHD for helping out with that. Um, doing raid trains is fun, but it is also a lot of work. There's a lot of nannying you have to do until you get to the point where most of the people in your raid train are the same people over and over again. Billy Madison Swan? I don't know that. You'll have to explain. Oh, that's awesome. So if you sell fashion of any kind, men's, women's, children's accessories, jewelry, etc. There's a family fashion raid train every month. And what's the date of the next one? It's the third Sunday in June, but I can't remember what that number is. Adam Sandler. Oh, is that the one where he plays golf, or is that a different? They all kind of meld together, to be honest, Vix and Veronica. The, there are some pretty good ones. What's the one where there's the butler who says very very sneaky soon, keeps asking to touch his feet. Swan Harvest Gold. Mr. Deeds. Oh, okay. That's what. Made in Canada. Oops. Shoot. I made in Canada. Made in Canada. I didn't say is. Did I say is? Did it even sound like I said is? Sometimes I do this because it's faster than me typing, because I'm a very slow typer on a phone. I'm too I should be on my laptop doing this, but there is a way, by the way, you can go onto your laptop and or like a computer and sign into seller.whatnot.com, and then there's like a little QR code you can scan, and like you can upload photos from your phone onto the listing, so you don't have to, so you can actually still use your phone to do your pictures. So if you haven't tried that, definitely try it out. You go to seller.whatnot.com, start a new item, and it'll have the photos thing, and then it'll say like scan here, and you scan the QR code and it will link up your phone, so you can put pictures in from your phone. It saves a lot of time if you're like me and you really do need your typing fingers. But right now we're chatting, so actually let me finish this one and we'll do it with the next one. I'll show you how to do it. Might as well teach you something while I'm at it. Okay. Size matters, so let's find out the size. It is 7.5, 7.5 inches wide. Long. Condition good. Buy it now. Price 35. Accept offers. Flash sale. Yes, available at full price. Reserved for live. Deselect. I always select all. Just in case you're wondering, I always select all shows so that it goes into all future shows. If it sells in this show, it will disappear from all the future shows. Whatnot automatically updates your Some people think, oh, if I put it into multiple shows and it sells in one, then I'm going to have to take it out of the other shows. No, Whatnot does that for you. Whatnot does that for you. 18. So it's going to be 2 to 3 pounds by the time I wrap it. Come on. 2 to 3 pounds. Okay. And optional fields. To publish. Okay. I did it. I did it all by myself. I did it. Welcome in. Feel free to share your shows, ask your questions. If you want me to go over strike stuff, I can. I'm going to show you how to, right now, after I move this stuff out of the way, I'm going to show you how to use your phone to add pictures. We're going to do it together. It'll be actually the first time that I've actually done this. Okay, so as because this is a work along, I show you stuff. Just double checking there's no issues. New. Looking good. All right, you got to feel things up all over. It's a little weird, I know. So it's running now. The flash sale on this Blue Mountain Pottery. This is an older Blue Mountain Pottery Swan. Planter. Usually they were used as planters. They're really pretty planters. Okay, done like dinner. I'll put that over here. Okay. What's next? Oh, I need to. Oh, pen. What did I put it at? 35. $35. And then I can put the tag back on this poor thing around its poor little neck. And then I'm going to show you how to do that that bit. So yeah, and everyone, it's if say someone buys one baseball card, then buys another one 15 minutes later, do they have to pay each time they win? Yes. So they pay when they buy that first baseball card, they pay for the baseball card plus the shipping box. So the initial shipping. Their second baseball card that they buy, they pay for that baseball card plus the small amount that will be added on because it's going to be 0 to 1 ounces. So it may be a free shipping for that next baseball card. It's probably going to be after like 6, 7, or 8 baseball cards that it might bump up to another cost for them. So every time they win an auction, it or they buy from your Buy It Now during a show, it just adds to their box and automatically bundles everything, and they pay right away. You'll see when you do a sale, when someone purchases, you will get a thing at the top that will say so and so's purchase went through. It's like it just flashes really quickly with a box that says this person's purchase went through, so that you know that the payment went through. It'll tell you so that you know. So that if the payment doesn't go through, you can put it aside and wait. Sometimes someone just has to go out and fix go to their, sometimes it's just they have to try again. The system will keep trying to put that payment through all during your show. It will block that if their payment doesn't go through. So they buy a baseball card, but the payment doesn't go through. It will block them from making any other purchases until they fix that payment. So once they've got that first payment through, then it'll let them continue to bid. No, baseballcardstore.ca, we do not have a free shipping or reduced shipping program like they do in the States. The system will automatically just charge them the little bit extra that's needed for the postage to ship to them. So oftentimes, if somebody buys, like even when I'm doing heavy stuff, okay, and someone buys 1 to 2 pound item, and it's going to cost them $14 for that shipping, and then they buy another 1 to 2 pound item, it's only going to charge them like $1.50 for that next, because it's just getting added to the box, and it keeps doing that as you sell to that one person. It just keeps creating a heavier box, and then you just do your shipping later. So no, you could do bundles if you wanted to, like if you didn't have multiple people competing against, like if they were just buying like If there was no competition for the baseball cards and you were doing it kind of like these are $2, we do not set the rates. No, Whatnot sets the rates. Whatnot uses actual prices based on where you live and where that person lives. Because, as you know, with Canada Post and shipping and with any shipping company in Canada, it's based on distance. The farther away the person is, the more expensive it is because it's more expensive to do the actual shipping. All right. Okay, we did that. So let me just pin this again. Pin. Okay. So let's open up my laptop. Ugh. I have my light on. Yeah, and I'm sure you're gonna have tons of questions once Bring Your Own Label comes in, because that's gonna add more spanners to the works. Okay, Whatnot seller. All right, we're just gonna do this, and we're going to go to my inventory. So I'm currently on my computer at seller.whatnot.com. I can't show you right now because I got to make sure that you're not seeing anything you shouldn't, like my buyer's information. Okay, so let's just, all right, hang on. We're going on a little trip here. Boop, gotta boop you down. Yeah, so Whatnot's shipping is fairly simple. You just need to know that everything's going to get bundled for you. And you can, if you go to seller.whatnot.com, to the seller hub, in the seller hub there is information about shipping and how shipping works, how you ship your items, and it'll tell. So if you go to this first one, ship your items, will give you all kinds of information. It really kind of helps because it takes you step by step through it. All right, so we're going to go to the inventory section of seller.whatnot.com. So I'm on here. There's inventory. See right here. Let me just zoom in for a second. There's create product. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. Hang on. I got to unzoom. How do I unzoom? There we go. All right, back you guys go. All right, create product. Here we go. Sorry that we're a little shaky right now. Hang on. All right, product details. So here, right here, I'm going to just zoom in for a second if I can. It says mobile upload. Upload photos and video directly from your phone. So we're going to do that. Are you ready? I'm going to hit try it. And then it's going to say scan this QR code. So here we go. Hang on. Get it. We're going to do this together. You guys hold on. I'm going to take the QR code. I'm going to go to my phone. I'm going to go to my images on my phone, right? Here I am on my phone and I'm going to go to photo. And it's going to automatically open up a link. It's going to say, here's the link. So I hit that link. And now it's going to say, click to upload or drag. Is that it? And then, so I click to upload or drag right here on my phone. Oop. And then it's going to ask me for camera, camcorder, or products and video. So if I've already taken the pictures, I can do it from my phone, but we need to use the camera. So I'm going to hit camera, and then I'm going to move this out of the way because I got to put this item in view. So hang on. So this is what we're going to take a picture of. This is how we do it. So I get to just take pictures. Boop. Okay. So, and then it just says okay, and it's loading it. And then I add another photo. I just click add photo. And then it's going to ask me again. So this isn't as easy as doing it because you do have to click multiple times, but yeah, okay. Keep going. Add photo. So I'm continuing to do this. Click and go. I'm just going to do this as quickly as possible. Okay. Add another photo. Camera. Boop. Yep, that one's okay too. And camera. We're going to do a close-up of the Blue Mountain Pottery thing. Okay, and one at the bottom. And boop. All right, we got it. Okay. So this is a Blue Mountain Pottery hex vase. South Central does not. All right, hang on a second. Let me switch back. Hi, Sandra. Okay, so I did that. I've put those in. Now let's go look back at my laptop and see what it shows on my laptop. I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. All right. And if we go back and look at my laptop now, switch. If we go and look at my laptop, hang on. Okay, so I can go get rid of that. Not all the photos have been loaded in. Okay, maybe it's still working on them. Because I can see all the photos here, but not all of them are loaded in. Let's hit refresh. Oh no, what did I just do? Son of a nutcracker. That's my fault. Let's see if there's a draft. Yes, I want to discard. Take me back to where I was. Drafts. Yep, there it is. Draft listing. Okay, that was my screw up. Hang on. There, all the pictures are there. So all the pictures that I took on my phone are there. Yes, Final Girl material. Thank you for the update. Yep, exactly. But it's more than just the money. It's not just about the money. It's not about the money as much as it is about the part-time workers and the gig workers and the weekends and Canada Post wanting to reduce the number of staff. It's like there's a ton more to it. Money is one factor only. It may be a big deal. Yeah, hey, must be the money. Okay, so there you go. So from my phone, I added these photos in using mobile upload, and now I can just do my own. I can just do what I need to do. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see this better. So I'm going to add vintage decor. There's vintage decor. Title is no longer called draft listing, but it's going to be a Blue Mountain Pottery rare. What did I call it? Is it a hexagon? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6 is a hexagon. What's Alexa? What's a six-sided shape called?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, a six-sided shape is called a hexagon.
Okay. I thought it was. That's what I had written. But thank you, Alexa. I thought that's what it was, but
I'm not quite sure.
No, Alexa, you can go back to sleep. Okay, so now I can type much faster than I can write. So made in Canada, if I spell it right. What size is it? It is 5.5. 5.5 inches tall. Quantity 1, condition, shipping profile. Okay, and so I don't like Alexa's jokes. They're bad. So no. Well, okay, I will. Alexa, could you please tell a baseball joke for baseballcardstore.ca?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, can you tell a baseball joke?
Batter up. When the boy first saw the cat, he was surprised. Everyone was watching the batter, a fan favorite who had been struggling at the plate recently. The boy looked over at his dad, who had brought him to the game. At first, he thought it was his imagination.
Oh my God, this is
or
so
maybe
long.
his new glasses playing tricks on him. But no, there was indeed a cat behind the third baseline.
Cat.
A sleek gray kitty. hugging the field wall and darting behind the advertisements
Alexa,
for hot dogs.
do you have a short joke about baseball you can tell me? We could be here
Did
forever.
you hear about the circle that graduated from college?
Did
It
you?
got 360 degrees.
Did you hear
The
about the?
designers.
Okay, Alexa,
Soon,
stop. Did you hear about the circle that
so
graduated from college? He got 360 degrees. That wasn't a baseball joke, but she's probably still going to be talking about telling this story that's supposed to be a joke for about 5 years. Okay, now I have to weigh this. So you can use your computer, but still use your pictures with your phone, just the way I just showed you. Now we know, and knowing is half the battle. GI Joe. 1 to 2 pounds. All right, sorry, I should go back to showing you this. 1 to 2 pounds. Boop. And publish. Oh, price, right? Okay. Price, that helps. 30. Flash sale on. Reserved for live. Yes, reserved for live. Select the shows. Select all. Oh my God, that's a lot of shows, Kim. All right. Yeah, we got all the shows selected, and now we can hit publish. Are we publishing? We're publishing. It's thinking. We're publishing. We're publishing. We're thinking. It's taking a while because I put it in all kinds of shows now. Oh, I have 3 low quality listings. Oh dear. No way. Let's see. Oh, that's because they're in draft. Duh. Okay. So there you go. So they should now be published. So if we go back to my show, we should be able to find this piece in here in the buy it now. BMP. There it is. Pin. Pin. Okay. So there you go. So where is it? So now I managed to use my phone and computer to do this listing. So I was able to type faster. So you can also do this. So if you work, I'm going to start the flash sale. So say you work as a team. So storage share and Alex share, um, or storage Alex. So what you could do is one of you is on the computer and in drafts. You can start setting up all the different items. You can just type the information in, and then all you have to do is someone else on their phone gets the QR code and then starts taking the pictures. Another person can be doing that for um, another item. So you can actually, if you've got multiple people signed in on different phones, you can be using this QR code system to add to your drafts. So you can draft a whole bunch of things and then add, or you can just create a product. Um, Vix Veronica says that's kind of how I use bulk uploading on another app, but it's me on all devices. Yeah, but if you are if you are a team, if you do have a team, you can use this to make yourself more efficient, because you can have someone who's just, if someone's really good at typing and writing the descriptions and is not exactly the photo genius of the house, then someone else takes the pictures. And yeah, teams are great. Working together is great, makes things go a lot faster. So it's not like, because I've seen it in auctions, like in auctions, right? When people are doing cataloging in auctions, I've seen it where like one person is doing the pictures and then also stopping to like type on a phone, and it takes forever. It does take forever. So this is a much better system to make it go a lot faster. So try it out. You may not like it, but try it out. 13 with ADHD says Lucky Locker Loot, that's a storage unit seller on Whatnot, is really good at everyone having their own roles. Yeah, like they've got it down to a science. There is no I in team, but you can spell out me in it. Means you're all part of it. Exactly, live stream. Exactly. So let me just switch roonies for a second here. So as you can see, you can create a product in your inventory on the seller hub. It's called, you go to seller.whatnot.com, and it'll, if you aren't already logged into Whatnot, which I think I am on a permanent basis, I'm always on Whatnot on something. As you can see, like, look how many Whatnot tabs I have open right now. Then you can do all of this on here, and then you don't have to be constantly um going using your phone to type. Another way of doing it, okay, another way of cataloging is, I'm going to tell you how I used to catalog when I did my own auctions before apps and everything else. But I used to be able to catalog 750 items twice a week. I did 2 auctions a week. I was up to 2 auctions a week at 750 items each, and I was the chief cook and bottle washer. So um what you want to do is a camera. It could be a phone, it could be your phone, or it can be like a camera. In those days, I had a camera. So what you do is you line up all your items that you're going to, and make sure there's a nice background. Line up your items, and then you take pictures. You just start taking pictures with your camera. Boom, boom, boom. Take as many pictures as you want, all the angles. And then on a piece of paper like this, I would have my, in those days, I had my lot number, but then I would also have post-it notes with the descriptions on them. So this is a bud vase, and it would say, all the details that I needed. I would quickly scribble out, and I would take a picture of that. So I would take a picture of the lot number, and then I'd take a picture of the items, and then I would take a picture of my note, and then I would take the little card out of my camera and put it into my laptop and upload all my photos to the item. And then I would be able to see that description and just be able to type out that description into the field when I was cataloging. You can do the exact same thing on Whatnot. As you can see, when you create a product, so you could use just a good old fashioned camera that, well, I mean, a digital. And then here you could go create a product. Are we creating, or are we thinking about it? There we go. You create a product, and then you can see here it says click to upload or drag and drop your media. So you would go to your folder. If you so if you had your camera card is in your laptop, you just go to that folder and you just start dragging those photos up into Whatnot. It's really fast. It's really fast. So if you're someone who's doing like a lot of like for like storage share, um if you do have a digital camera that's decent, that you can just take pictures and put that card into a laptop, you will save yourself a ton of time. It's I suggest it. It's the fastest way. Now, am I doing that now? No, I'm going one at a time because I'm not worried about cataloging 750 items at once. Otherwise, there would be tables that this area would all be tables all set up with to take pictures. Yeah, if I was doing that many, but I'm not right now. Okay, so it is 11:07. Share your shows. I have to research this one piece. So it's a work along. So I'm going to research and I've shown you how to create a product. That way we've talked about the strike. I need to research this glaze because it might be Blue Mountain Pottery. But I need to research this glaze. So we're going to do some research right now. All right. So share your shows, ask your questions. This is like kind of your final few minutes before we get into it. All right. And let's see. I need to Google Lens this glaze. Glaze BMP. Let's see what comes up. Vintage Goods by Ruta has a vintage jewelry show tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That sounds like fun. All right, it's not coming up with anything, so we're gonna, oh, there it is on Etsy. Mid-century. Okay, people on Etsy, do some more research. Mid-century, gorgeous elliptical drip glaze indoor planter in green, brown, and white. Yeah, okay, you didn't bother to find out what the company was. Vintage redware, vintage Francoma, no. Japanese, is it Japanese? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Sugar plums, come on. There we go. Gonna try again. Ah! There's a phone in the way of me being able to take a picture of this. Let's see. Hey, IBCC shop. I did have a problem with internet yesterday morning. It took me about half an hour to get because the I was at the antique market because I was going to go live from the antique market inside, but there was something wrong with Bell yesterday and it was messing up all the cellular service. Sandra, what is the strike status now? Tomorrow they're going to do some sort of strike action, but we don't know what yet. It is unsure. We'll know this afternoon. Storage Share says pop up Monday night, one of the last Hoarder House shows, also aiming for Wednesday to be the last one. That's exciting. 5 Acre Primitives, first time conducting a raid train tomorrow. Ooh, tell me about the raid train. Please bookmark the opening show and my spot on the train. Let me look. View profile. Oh my gosh, Lori. Gather Together Raid Train, hosted by 5 Acre Primitives and Festive Upcycling. I love it. I love it. And you're doing vintage decor. I love it. And you're doing 2 shows, I see. Why am I not following you back? Why does it always show that? That's so weird. Um okay. So, let me just see here. 2 items at 2 items at a time. Oh, you put 2 things together. I like that idea. So 2 for 1, but something that's related to each other, I assume, is ideally. Vintage piece of Blue Mountain pottery. Yeah, I don't know, honey. I'm not too sure if it's Blue Mountain. You say it's Blue Mountain, but I don't see any shapes like that. See, this is why. So when I did, so this is what happens is you use Google Lens, and Google Lens's AI will bring you up with results that look like it. But it says in its AI of it's Blue Mountain pottery, but I'm questioning that. I want to be sure because it's a unique glaze. And if it's a unique glaze of Blue Mountain pottery, then it's worth a lot of money. If it's just a Japanese piece, it's not worth as much money. So it drives me nuts when it doesn't actually show me another sample of Blue Mountain pottery in this. Even if it's not this color, if it was this shape, this exact shape. Otherwise, I feel like it's more CCC than it is. Yeah. Yeah, I can't say that it's Blue Mountain pottery yet. I hope it is because it is a freaking amazing glaze, but I have a feeling I think it might be CCC. I'm going to have to hold on to this. It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Good morning, Vintiquity. Okay. Last call to share your shows and ask your questions. I'm going to go on on this phone and look and see what uh shows are going on right now that we could raid into. Good morning. How are you doing, Vintiquity? Do I have any shows today other than this? No. Good. Good. I have so much stuff to do right now. Um all right. I think what we'll do is we'll go into another seller support show. We're going to go into, I'm just going to double check that he's still on. And he's not. Never mind. He's not on anymore. Why does it do this to me? Serenity now. Looking for a Canadian we haven't raided into in a while. No such luck. No such luck, unless anyone has any suggestions. If Antiquity says Friday night show replacing last night's show, unfortunately, the stupid council voted 4-2 for development for a fast food and gas station, changing land from industrial to commercial. Oh no. How many did they base it off of how many jobs or something? I find sometimes they do that. I don't necessarily agree with it. Um, let's see. Okay, you know what? We're going to go into it's all about the money. Of course, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Okay, we're going to go into another seller chat. It's me, Sam. I haven't been to one of her seller chats in a while. So let's go into her seller chat. She's got 21 people. So we're going to like double the numbers and let's put up some Canada flags and test her ability to know which country is rating her. Um, so, yep, it's me, Sam. There we go. Yep. Select. Okay, so we're going to go into it. It's a buyer Q&A. So hopefully everybody please put up prayers or whatever you want to do. Just send out good vibes that tomorrow we're going to wake up to a postal rotating strike as opposed to a national strike. But it could be a full strike. So hopefully it's not, but so we'll just we will work through it, and I will walk you through bring your own label if it gets turned on tomorrow because there's a full strike. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now. Let's